We believe in freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom to organize, freedom to petition the government. We believe in no cruel and unusual punishment. We believe in all of the amendments and the full 4,600 words or whatever of the Constitution. We believe in all that. We've adopted that. We're good with that. This is what we have in common as the red, white, and blue. I'm down with you. I will fight and defend this country to the death with you if it's being attacked. But once you and I step over into India and I see you walk up to a clerk and say, hey, you need to take care of me first. I'm an American. I'm going to go talk to that clerk if I can figure out how to speak fucking Indian shit and say, don't serve that asshole. He doesn't represent the rest of us. Who the fuck does he think he is? Show him some cow. Because in India, a lot of cow ass. A lot of cow ass and a lot of mopeds. Now, I like mopeds. I got one myself. I don't like cow ass. Cow ass smells. You ever smelled a cow's ass? You can't help it if you're on a farm. It's just everywhere. The ass permeates the grass. It permeates the hay. It comes from the tree. Cow ass smell dominates a farm because the methane they're putting out is worse than any worst. What am I? I have a lisp now. It's worse than any factory in China. Let's keep on with this, though. I don't want to lose the momentum here. Good conversation going on between Josh Barnett, MMA fighter, and Joe Rogan. We're calling out the bitch boys. We're calling out the internet trolls. We're calling out the cyber bullies. And before this show's over, you're going to hear from Apocalypse on it. And Apocalypse is going to give you a master lesson in how you can criticize me and not end up on my shit list. He's good at that. Also, you're going to hear how you can get legal justice against people that are harassing you. I'm giving you resources. You can put these bitches in jail. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. A lot of people listening to this show are not going to like that, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's hear some more of this first.
You're not your country.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And if you're lucky enough to be born anywhere you're at, you should be proud of where you're at. But part of being having pride in that is by being a fucking good example of a human being and representing that culture to its fullest.
That's it. Not being proud that you're from a fucking city, stupid. Yeah. You know, that's ridiculous. Be proud of your own personal control over your character.
And your contribution to your city,
community.
To your communities, to be a fucking involve yourself.
Yeah. That's the big problem is, I've said this over and over again, is that the biggest resource in the world is children. Children will become the adults of the future, obviously. Mm-hmm. And the more access to information and character building exercises, and the more we can make them great, the better off the future is going to be for everybody.
Of course.
But that's the most neglected aspect of this world. It's amazing.
Exactly. I mean, how many people are just out there popping kids out that don't have the education or the money to support? I mean, they don't even, to me, I look at it as they don't understand how difficult and how important raising a child is.
There's also a disconnect in what we call culture. There's a disconnect in a society because the society started out where everybody had to stick together because you'd go on hunting parties,
right?
And you'd be growing food or taking care of babies, and there would be collectives where everybody would pile in their food. Everybody had to stay alive. Everybody had to do their own job. Everybody knew everybody and counted on everybody. But it got to a point where there wasn't 50 people anymore. Mm-hmm. Now you have walls. Now there's 1,000. Now there's 2,000. Now you don't even know these fucking people.
Right.
So this disconnect is in place where you have all these people that are supposed to be like your comrades and your brothers and sisters, but you don't even fucking know them. You know, and then that's when you get to a city, and that's when you get to a country, and that's where America is. It's this weird thing.
And now look at the way that technology has influenced our disconnect from each other. You're buried in your phone every day of every second of every hour of these people. You're not talking to anybody in line. You're not actually conversing with the people that provide the services that you're supposed to go to in life, like the postman, the person at the supermarket. Like you're not conversing. You're just like, hey, swipe card, do whatever. Get back,
ironically, it's also connecting countries.
It is.
The internet connects countries and disconnects people.
It does. And the thing is that the internet can be used for so much good, and it can also be a crutch to turn you into a shitty, completely, non-community based. You think that you're getting the same thing by being on Facebook or Twitter and all this and that. Now all of a sudden you're interacting with people. Well, you are interacting with people, but that is not the way humanity works. In fact, I was reading a thing about how being a misanthrope, like deliberately not interacting with society on a regular basis, can be worse than being an alcoholic for your body and your health. Like just simply not interacting with other people
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's just you're dwelling on negative energy, and you're not getting any positive warmth from humans, which is like one of the most satisfying things a person can get is like love from other people.
Yeah, you see somebody write something nice to you online. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you're having a one-on-one conversation, look somebody in the eye and they say, you know what, I really respect you for the person that you are, and I'm really proud to know you. That has a way different effect on some. Same as like, people want to send text messages about important ass shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry about this. Oh, and you
My
know,
dog ate
whatever,
my baby.
or something, or like, oh, did you hear that so and so just died? Like, fuck, give me at least a phone call.
Yeah.
Like a text is not. I mean,
Well, it's a cheap way out.
it is a cheap way because you're or it's like, oh, I want to break up with you with even a phone call or do anything.
Oh,
like,
please.
show up.
If
in
somebody
person,
wants to
look somebody
break up with you and sends you a text message, you got off light.
I guess
Okay,
so.
You don't want to talk to them.
I've gotten
You
a
don't-
phone call breakup.
Oh yeah.
That was
I've got
actually
those
that
before.
one that was really fucked up. I'm like,
Was
God
it?
damn, oh man. Well, it was to me also because I'm like, weren't we supposed to be like best friends before all this shit?
Together forever, Josh Barnett.
Shitty. God, can't even look me in the face and be like, hey, what's up?
It's over, bitch. Can't fuck me no more.
This pussy is heading that direction, and you stay right there.
Boom, boom, boom.
Gonna bonanza this vagina right out.
Yeah, it's the lack of development of human beings, like where they're tested and where they have to develop character. That's like one of the big, like one of the most disappointing aspects of our society and our culture is that we've never figured out a way to cultivate people correctly that way.
Well,
like,
and it's
that it hasn't
we have
been
the
done yet.
We can do it. That's the
Of
other
course we
shitty thing
can.
is
We have plenty of money and plenty of resources to do things like that.
And it can just start from the smallest thing in the house with chores to
Yeah.
just just being stern in your word and leading by example. I mean, the opportunity to give children those things to help develop them, male or female,
Yeah.
exist every single day, and they're completely at our fingertips if we want to choose to participate in taking that kind of responsibility for bringing this child into the world and trying to raise them to be a awesome human being and a contributing important part of society and helping show by example what a good person is. You know, the
Yeah.
drop that starts the ripples. It's super important.
Well, it is, and some people they take on that task when they're just trying to get some pussy.
Look,
and
people-
then all of
yeah.
a sudden they're in this situation and they try to make do and they fuck up and they really don't have their own shit together. But I think as a society, there's a real problem in that we haven't really addressed how to properly make use of our young people. I think that it's beautiful to have freedom. It's beautiful to have the ability to choose whatever occupation you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like the steps that you go from being a young man living with your parents to being in college to being independent, they're so obscure.
Oh,
and
massive.
it's so like, am I out here now? Okay, now I got to get an apartment. And what do I do now? Well, you got to make sure you get a good job with a good, okay, good, you could do that.
How do you get the good
Yeah.
job? Right. Go
And
to
it's-
college. You go to college, you spend all it's like actually
Yeah.
you don't I mean, there's still this huge myth that you need to go get a 4-year degree and do all that shit. Well, not every 4-year degree is actually worth the fucking $50,000 you just put yourself in debt. Like sometimes you're actually doing a disservice to yourself and putting yourself behind.
Yeah.
You could be just another college graduate working a fucking shit job that can barely pay off their loans. You got to realize where is it worth putting that money towards? I
Yeah.
tell people all the time that are just sort of unsettled, whatever. Even parents, our kids, we're thinking about moving them along the next step. They're graduating. They go, send it to fuck. Figure out, he or she isn't going to really know what they want to do yet, likely. But if they have an idea, find the university or whatever school that at some point they're going to need to be at, and then find the appropriate junior community college that transfers well into that fucking deal, and then do that because you need to get in there, get your shit done. I mean,
Right.
Books, education. I mean, if you really want to be true about it, you don't have to go to a college to learn anything. You can
Right.
fucking read a book. You can teach yourself. And even with like the internet, like you're talking about, there's so much information and knowledge out there that a person can process. Now, of course, having you don't ever get that necessarily, but having human interaction to help guide you upon this with their own experience is invaluable. But the actual knowledge, the actual process, just gathering knowledge and getting understandings, that fuck, man, you could become a lawyer by going to a
Online.
library.
Sure. The actual process of gathering knowledge, for sure, is it's much easier now than it's ever been before. The real problem is that people don't have good guidelines as far as behavior, as far as getting things done, and as far as positive thinking.
Yes.
One of the things that has been a side effect of this podcast, a completely unintended, and we never saw it coming, was that all these fucking people I meet them after shows. You changed my life. I lost 100 pounds. I drink kale shakes every morning. I work out every day. I started jiu-jitsu. It's like thousands of fucking people. It's like, and what they say is that almost to a man, it's like I never had anybody around me that was talking the right way. Is that it wasn't me. It's not that I didn't have potential. It's not that I have nobody that motivated me. And then all of a sudden someone did. And now I'm what are you doing? Are you sleeping over there, dude?
It's not me.
Is that you snoring?
No.
Are you sleeping?
It's not me.
Is he sleeping?
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
me.
That wasn't you.
I think he was nodding off.
It wasn't you.
No, I'm
So
not
who the
sleeping.
fuck was
Somebody
making
was
that noise?
somebody was breathing.
Yeah, so you heard it there. Very good clip by Josh Barnett, Joe Rogan. I am entirely in full disagreement with what they said about the college education. And yes, you can learn a lot from just books. Yes, you can learn a lot from YouTube seminars if you want. But there is no replacement for a classical college education. There isn't. And a lot of that comes down to multilogical learning. The biggest part that makes a college education great is that let's give the institution some credit. They had a lot of very smart people sit down and say, what is the best path when we look at electives and general education requirements to get somebody advanced in their thinking and knowledge? We're going to combine this with this, oh, that didn't work, back it off. We're going to combine this with this. Give them some credit. They've been around. You get colleges like William and Mary, been around a few hundred years. Okay, they got their shit together. And when you go into that classroom, you're not getting somebody reading from a book. Not at the good schools. You're getting someone teaching. And someone teaching you is going to not only listen to you when you have a question, but you're going to be learning from their interactions with other students. You're going to be hearing competing ideas and answers to those competing ideas. There is no replacement for a classical education. Now, let's say you don't want to go to college. And I'm just going to keep this very short because it's not really on topic. But you find this men's group. I'm just making this up off the top of my head. This men's group that gets together, fairly intelligent men, gets a shitload of books on the shit they're interested in, and they're all talking about these books. How's that any different? Well, the reason it's different there is because you don't have a clear authority. You don't have someone who spent 27 years from Oxford studying specifically the Renaissance. You have a bunch of guys interested in some topics and they're talking about it. So you're getting half of the college experience there, but not the full program. So I'm a huge proponent. I don't care how much fucking in debt you got to go. The studies show that you're going to make $1 million, $1.5 million more in today's dollars over the course of a lifetime with a college education on average. I believe in education for education's sake. Forget about what you can earn with it or what you can do with it. Just get the information. Just get it. It's going to enrich your life in more ways than could possibly be put into words. Just get the education. If you don't want to go to a classical college, you don't want to go to a community college, you don't want to go to a typical university, go ahead and get involved in some kind of free program. They're now having college courses free online at some universities where you still have, at the very least, the interaction of a professor, an expert in a topic, answering your questions and answering other questions in your presence so that this can become a conversation and not monological learning. Okay? So I'm all for the education. I have to disagree with them there, but I respect their opinion. Plenty of people in this world make it as college dropouts or not getting a college education at all. Plenty of people in this world leave in middle school or high school and go and carve a way for themselves. But it's unlikely, number one. And number two, it is very hard for anybody, even the person with the PhD or greater, multiple PhDs, to communicate to you how important education is. It's hard to put into words. It's just necessary. To live a full and complete life, you need the formal education. I'm just saying that from my own opinion because even me, considering myself a decent fiction writer, I can't put it into words how important it is. It's just a thing. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to say it. You know what I mean. by this. But anyway, there's one more small clip we're going to play. Then we're going to get Apocalypse on the line. We're going to talk some more about trolls, see what Apocalypse knows about trolls and bullies, and how some people are received better than others, and what is the difference between someone who's poking around for entertainment and someone who's crossed the line. We'll see where Apocalypse's line is. I'm going to tell you specifically where my line is. But before we do that, I want you to listen to this. This is the Young Turks, probably the only of their clips I'll ever play. Let's listen to what they have to say.